Hey everybody, Braden here, bringing you a cheap opinion in politics. And today we're going to talk about ice. Now, I don't mean the substance you'd find at Antarctica or what you might put in your glass of sweet tea. I'm talking about its relation to immigration. Now, if you're asking yourself what does the acronym stand for, is Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, hence ICE. Now, there's been an uptick along the U.S. Mexico border of people coming across, and these people are coming from places like Honduras and Guatemala. So, to deal with the uptick, they're putting and reopening, ICE is reopening other facilities to deal with the overflow of the people coming across. And so, that kind of leads into this whole ICE slash ban and repeal. Well, who came up with this ban slash repeal of ICE was a representative by the name of Alexandria Ocasio Cortez, who represents the Bronx, and of course her nickname being AOC, defeated a powerful House Democrat by the name of Joe Crowley. Now, it's amazing what primaries can do to really somewhat change the political system. That's one seat down. You got about well over 500 more to go. So, that being said, there was a place called Fort Sill, which I'll put the article down in the description. Fort Sill, a place that housed Japanese Americans during World War II, because we were afraid that they would betray us or something. Yeah, like I said, stupid stuff back then. Is what draws on the tweet that AOC sends out that I have pulled up right here, saying this administration has established concentration camps on the southern border of the United States for immigrants, where they are being brutalized with dehumanizing conditions and dying. Now, for a lot of people, when they hear the term concentration camps, they're going to think back to a time of World War II, and who, in essence, these being death camps, and who ran death camps? Well, Nazis and fascists, which is basically what ICE is. And so her connection is politically, it's smart. Of ICE runs concentration camps, and who runs concentration camps? Nazis and fascists, which is what ICE is. ICE is a bunch of fascists. Hence why we should repeal or do away with them. We don't need them. Give it back. Give immigration, as far as handling immigration along the border, back to local law enforcement like it was before the President Bush administration. Okay, well, as far as these detention facilities being called, and she stuck by it, calling them concentration camps, she went on CNN, and I will hand it to Jake Tapper, for asking and doing some good journalism and asking a very serious question of, okay, well, if these detention facilities are concentration camps, then would you say that for any president? And AOC said, yeah, I would. I don't care who the president is. They're concentration camps. That's what they are. Okay. Well, the reason why I point in Tapper's asking that question is that Fort Sill had been reopened back in 2014, when there was an uptick in immigration coming across the border. There was an overflow. And of course, the media, nobody really wants to talk about it because, at that time we didn't have a fascist Republican president. And so, that's why I was like, I'm glad Tapper asked that question, because I'm curious, and it shows AOC being consistent, at least on this, which is good. It would be nice to have representatives that, in general, and members of Congress that were consistent. Now, that gets into the relief package. Well, the Senate version to relieve the stress at the border, the Senate version had $4.6 billion with no strings attached. And for the House version, it was about $4.5 billion. And people like AOC and a lot of other progressives fought really hard to have strings attached on how that money would be spent by the Trump administration, because they were afraid that he would just go and build more of the wall with it. Okay. Well, because July 4th break is coming up, and boy, I would really hate for Mitch McConnell and Pelosi and Schumer and Kevin McCarthy for them to miss July 4th break and having to, do their job. Not to mention, I don't really want them to miss their August recess break either. Boy, that would, I'd feel bad. I think I'd lose sleep on that. Pelosi decided we're going to go with the Senate version, and that pissed off a lot of progressives. And so in essence, you had more Republicans vote for the overall final version in the House than House Democrats. And so it does provide that divide all over, going back to, which is what you might have seen with ban, repeal ICE is kind of where all that goes back to, which kind of wrapping up this video, really does ask, pose the questions of, okay, consistency. Like AOC is showing consistency on, okay, they're concentration camps. I don't care who's president. Okay. Well, you have some representatives saying, well, death that's going on, and there's one picture in particular where a father and a daughter didn't make it across the Rio Grande. Very, very sad incident. And you have representatives pointing that out, like, yeah, that's sad, and that shouldn't be going on, and we need to fix our immigration. But then I ask, what about gun violence? More people get killed in Chicago alone than U.S. soldiers die in Afghanistan. Speaking of U.S. soldiers in Afghanistan, what about them and their deaths? Fighting our war on terror that we're still working at there. What about that? Where's the policy for that? If these are the same people that are saying, not AOC, but I'm talking about other Democrats and even to some degree other Republicans that are saying, oh my God, I can't believe this is going on, but yet these are the same people that are voting to allow some of our allies billions upon billions of dollars worth of weapons, and our allies end up killing U.S. journalists, and you're sitting there going, you know what? I think they need billions and billions of dollars more worth of weapons. So their consistency of a lot of members of Congress is kind of, we got to work on the consistency there part. Maybe they can do that over their July 4th and when they take their August recess break. They can work on consistency. That's kind of my first point, and that's why I'm just like, yeah, a lot of them are hypocrites. It's sick. And then secondly is where I'm still wondering, where's the policy? You could repeal ICE from a left perspective, and then from a right perspective, you could finish up and build the wall. And you could do those things, and you'd still have a problem with immigration. So again, I ask, where's the policy? Because I still don't see it. Now, the relief package that was passed will help to some degree, but it still doesn't address our overall immigration system. And that, my friends, is the reality of the world.